Yeah, guys, like we said last week, all I've been doing lately is fucking Elden Ring, and you know what that means. Been yelling a lot.
I've hit new decibels.
Yeah, this DLC is not forgiving, man. There's a lot of cool stuff here. I'm not gonna lie. I like some of the new weapons that we're getting and all that, but these fucking bosses, man. Jesus Christ. I don't care what anyone says. It's just too much.
I feel like when it comes to overall difficulty, I've only ever noticed it in very small circumstances. Certain dungeons that you can't summon other people on, like story bosses, they're super tough. They're like Tonka tough.
Oh yeah.
I'm on a story boss right now. Practically, I gave it 2 tries or 3 tries, I think, and I was like, I really don't want to do this. The level of energy that I have totally went out the window. Every time I got smashed in 2 or 3 hits.
I think for the most part, only a few bosses have really pissed me off. Was it Black Gold Knight? I think his name is, and in the West.
Yeah, Black Jail Knight.
Yeah, he was fucking me up so hard, and it's his combos aren't too crazy, but it's every now and then he will catch me, and it just pisses me off because he does so much damage.
Yeah, it's pretty great. We all had trouble on that one. I think that's maybe the first mausoleum we all see to the DLC, so that's a taste of what's to come. This is extremely hard. I can see where it stops being fun. I'm here for it. They're not impossible no matter who says anything. It just takes a lot of reading what the next move the opponent's gonna do. Whether it be PvP or PvE. Actually, no, PvP, these guys are assholes.
Oh my god.
They'll use anything and everything. Yeah, I'm having a great time. There's a lot of callbacks to the previous Souls games. I don't know if you guys ever been to this. You guys fucking been to this area probably, but there's a staircase with those little with that one baby guy thing sitting down, and you have to see him in Demon Souls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You guys remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole row of them going up some stairs, and there's some other ones I should have written down, but there's a couple in here that it's they're callbacks to previous games.
Yeah, that's what I've been
at least
hearing.
Artistically.
Yeah, which is cool.
Pretty nice.
Which I think is kind of the whole idea with the Soul series, right? Because I know with base Elden Ring there was a lot of stuff from Dark Souls 3 and some stuff from 2.
I didn't really see too many callbacks myself, but I do I guess I want to say the theme for some of these places. I guess the closest thing that I could say to it is one of the legacy dungeons in the game has a moment where you're going through it, and it makes me feel like Anor Londo, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the buildings in there were shaped and stuff like that, so I definitely get that kind of vibe, and I like that. Overall, I like some of the new additions that they added. Quality of life wise, I do like the fact that you can use a lot of the consumables more now, the pots and stuff like that. They're making those really big on some builds. A couple of PvP invaders have tried using pots against us too, and I got kind of caught by surprise. Yeah, they do a lot of damage, surprisingly. It's just a matter of getting all those mats.
I think that makes sense because I don't think the crafting was such a big thing in the base game, right? As soon as we kind of figured out what it is, I'm I just never bothered using it again.
I do like that perfume bottles aren't just consumables anymore. Now they're an actual weapon type. So there are certain weapons that you can just use over and over again.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can even dual wield them too, which is really fun. And so my thing was, God, man, they use regular somber stones. So it's if you want to dual wield, you have to, and you want to max them out, that's going to be pretty expensive. But they're very forgiving, and they're just giving us so many somber stones. It's crazy.
I maxed out my previous build because of that.
Nice.
I can't tell you how many somber stones I've collected, and they also have the ancient dragon somber smithing stones and the regular ancient smithing stones too. I found a lot of those too, so I think either way, for somebody just making a new character and then going through on their first game, they're gonna encounter a lot of those and being able to really pick and choose what kind of weapons that they want to try.
Yeah, because that was my thing after beating Elden Ring all those years ago. It was well, I just want to try out the weapons, but I want to max them out so I can at least try them, see how effective they really are. It's I was only doing that for the special weapons just because it was just so much cheaper, but Yeah, now we could be more flexible. And then even to my surprise, you get a lot of the ghost glowworms, the stuff you need to level up your spirit ashes. I've picked up at least like 3 or 4 of the last one you need to max out spirit ashes. So that's very surprising that we got that too. I don't know if you guys have gotten any. I haven't gotten any spirit ashes yet.
I got a couple. Yeah, they're just around. You gotta like explore further. I feel like the ones that I've gotten, they've just been guarded by enemies. So it's nothing crazy. It's just maybe like a little bit of dungeon diving.
Okay.
You know those golems you find in the forges?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, one of them is a spirit summon. And
really?
yeah, I think one of the scorpions.
Oh, the scorpion tarantula things?
Yeah.
Dude, when I first saw that, I was like, oh, here we go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, spider scorpion ashes. You also get the big mouth imp, you know, the ones with the cannon in their head?
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah.
I got that one. But it's not.
Bro.
It's not like
it sucks.
I was really hoping that they were gonna like give you like a medium to big size one, or if they were gonna give you the small ones, it would be 2 of them, like the other imp ashes. But it's just like one regular imp cannon dude.
Yeah, aside from my frustration, I have been enjoying the DLC. Again, the fun weapons. Like I haven't maxed out a bunch of them yet, but like we have a throwing spear now. That's pretty cool. I've only found one so far, but there's like the backhand blades, and like I'm like, oh, I could fight cool now. Oh, also the new leveling mechanic. My friend says he can notice a difference. I can't tell. Like my damage output just feels the same. I keep leveling that thing up, every chance I get, and I just feel like I'm doing the same damage.
It's supposed to be level, but I feel like when you get there, it's definitely the opposite. Like it's more like 90% handicap on the game and like 10% handicap on you. Like everything is very like pretty much glass cannon, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, these fragments that we get for like the blessings. I feel like maybe it does something, like at least for when you get up to like a really significant level. But anything before that, and it's just like you're really just not seeing much of improvements. I do like that they introduced like a lot of areas where you can use your spirit ash, but at the same time, I don't like the spirit ashes that we've been getting. I was hoping that I would at least at this point would have found like 1 or 2 spirit ashes that are like I want to say like classified as like the high quality ones, like the blue ones. Like if you ever bought any from Celavis, like they're on like their own little tier at the bottom, or it's like their own tier, like practically on their own, like with the DLC, Even with the spirit ashes that I got after doing one of the side quests, and you can turn it from one summon to 2 summons, and it's like their HP doesn't really like measure to anything. It doesn't last for anything. So yeah, it's really. I just feel like there's still improvements there. If they want, they can definitely up the health. Like, definitely buff a lot of the health for some of these spirit ashes.
Yeah, I always stuck to the Mimic, so I haven't really tested out the other ones.
Mimic is too OP, dude.
Yeah, and the HP problem, the Mimic tier, no problem. As far, like, at least, like, with mine. Like, he never drops, like, half. I mean, heck, even with I don't know if you guys have been doing the NPC summons for some of the bosses, but they're usually pretty good. But when I was just struggling with Rolana last night, and I was bringing out Leto, she was always dying. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, this boss is fucking something else. And I know that's only the tip of the iceberg, because I've been hearing like freaking Mesmer, right, is just insane. And
yeah, Mesmer's he's a lot.
But yeah, definitely I would say this was worth the $40 for sure. Just seeing how massive the map is. They caught me when I unlocked one of the new map pieces to expand it, and I looked at it, I'm like, God damn it, why didn't I expect the map to just be bigger now?
For a little bit, I forgot how to explore. Like, I forgot you gotta find the shrines and shit.
Yeah.
And if you keep progressing without finding them, it's just fog of war on the map. So there's like kind of a way to like just find everything. Literally, my way is just walk aimlessly until you find something.
This honestly could have been its own game if you think about it. Like if they would have just given you character creation and then given you the ability to jump straight into the DLC.
Yeah.
Like honestly, for $40, that would have been good enough for it to be a standalone DLC. Honestly.
Yeah. Like I understand the requirements to enter this, but yeah, this could have been a standalone DLC easy.
The requirements, by the way, it all comes together. Like, you think, like, the story is just kind of, like, here or there with Elden Ring, like, kind of how it's always been. I don't know. I've liked the story so far from what I've seen. I think that I just need to wait a little bit more before, like, I start watching, like, the My Name is Biff and, like, I forgot what the other guy's name
all the
is.
lore
Like,
videos, yeah.
Yeah, the lore videos and stuff like that. Pretty
Same.
really cool. Did you guys have a favorite part of the DLC so far?
So I started differently from you guys, I think. I just went straight south to explore some of the stuff that was there. And yeah, I like that part so far. Just of how, like, it just looks very nice. And I fought the Blade Dancer down there, and I liked her armor set and her weapons so far.
Yeah, those mausoleum fights are tough. Really grinding my gears. The Dancer one was pretty cool. She did take me a couple tries. You don't really get, like, an idea of how much stamina she has until, like, she basically goes from the entire length of the room to the other side without stopping. Shoot, yeah.
The Black Jail Knight was pretty fucking horrible too.
Oh, God.
Black
yeah.
Shasta was alright. The dude with the katana.
It didn't take me as many tries as the Black Jail Knight, but that fucking katana dude, the Raksha, whatever his name is, fucking, like, you could not stagger him at all. Pissed me off, bro. I was using regular greatswords too. It's not like he shouldn't have, like, been able to not... He shouldn't have been able to tank it. I think the thing that pisses me off about the most is, like, the armor set doesn't affect... armor sets don't affect enemies, which would be really, like, really... I'm not saying, like, not every armor set needs to, like, affect an enemy a certain way, but, like, stats effects for those armor sets for Raksha, if you put them all on, it's supposed to increase your damage, but also it greatly increases damage taken.
Oh, I see what you
like,
mean. Yeah.
You could have literally been the glass. Like, you one-shotting me, like, totally makes sense. But me also one-shotting you back also totally makes sense. Not to say that I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those bosses are a real pain.
Fuck!
My biggest problem was just, like, trying to predict, like, how they're gonna hit. Like, with Rolana, I couldn't just figure it out. Like, I was always getting hit at least once in her stupid combos because of, like, she just uses dual swords and, like, the way she swings them changes and stuff like that. It's like, God. It was tough. And then the fact that, like, some enemies or some bosses can just immediately start a combo right after they finish one. It's like there's barely a window half the time of fighting them.
Yeah, not enough for you to do a whole 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you can get away with a 1 or a 2. That's where I think, like, it takes away from the game a little bit. Like, I could agree with some of the reviews where they say, like, this is difficult. Like, we're seeing the window of opportunity get smaller and smaller, and, like, these battles are just basically a length of time for me to get 1 or 2 hits in and then run away. You getting rid of the ability for us to pull off a combo in the first place just so that we can try to attempt to stagger, you know, to get somewhere, that would be good. But instead we're kind of, like, forced to resort to, like, all these cheap tricks and tactics, like these one-shot builds that are only just going to get nerfed after a while, and it's just like, that's not what the game was supposed to be about. And it's just like, okay, well, you're not also making what the game is supposed to be about any easier. That I can agree with when it comes to, like, the direction of what they mean by making the game hard. Like, just kind of the combat system is, like, kind of getting to the point where it's just, I'm either going to perfect parry everything or I'm just going to perfect dodge everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the expectation of that all the time is just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, like, I want to have more versatility in my fights with the bosses, but at the end of the day, I'm always going back to my bread and butter that I was using since base game. But maybe try, like, similar, like, weapon types, but a different weapon just to see if it's going to do any better. I switched my weapons. Instead of using, like, the greatsword, which is, like, just the poise killer, and then the claws, I kind of switched out. Like, I use the backhand blades, dual wielding. They're just pretty nasty. And then for, like, I feel like I need a heavy boss weapon. The blades are cool versus, like, the minor enemies or, like, the major minor enemies, but yeah,
when you want that oomph, I switched to this katana. And, like, I'm on a entirely different, like, loadout from the base game, so I'm just trying to check out which weapons I like, and so far I found some. And it's not just because the skill is called Weed Cutter. It's actually pretty nice. But yeah, there's a lot more weapons. Like, I want to try the hand-to-hand combat weapons. whenever you try them out, you just feel so weak, dude. But
Yeah.
That's just because, like, you know, we started out with plus 25s, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the fists are pretty cool. I like them. Definitely not for like a gang of enemies, but definitely for the 1v1s. Yeah, super fun.
I think you can use them on the big guys too. I'm not talking about like the giant monster types, but like the kind of like the bigger buff humanoids, like the horn scent with the curved greatswords.
Oh yeah.
You could probably get away with like drinking the poise break, like a boiled prawn or something. You know, just getting the buff real quick, and then if you do like a flying heavy attack, all of the heavy attacks for martial arts is like a two part attack. One of them usually just ends up staggering. Like I get a lot of success with that, but I also think it's because I bolstered the weapon into heavy, so like it goes more, it scales more as a strength than anything. I really want to try my hands on like some of these status effect weapons. I think I told you about the poison hand, the poison fist. There's a weapon fist, a fist type weapon that you can get in one of the main dungeons, Bellrat or however you pronounce it. And you go to the bottom, and in this like poison infected swamp area, you can get poison fist. And like the attack pattern for fists, just regular fists, they're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like you can definitely proc like the consecutive attacks. I think that they're also playing to that very well with these new weapon types, is so that those can try to proc more often and more frequently.
Yeah, even one-handing the fist it's pretty decent with the combos.
I can't wait for PvP, honestly, because I think that they're really adhering to a lot more frenzy too, and that was always one of my favorite things about Elden Ring was the frenzy spells, the frenzy weapons. I just wish that there was armor that also catered to frenzy.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, no, I'm down to hop back on PvP after at some point. Just want to try out all the new weapons with you guys.
Hell yeah, try out on us.
Yes, yeah.
I almost just beat Mesmer right now.
Hey, we actually got some news for One Piece this week. For the Netflix show, we got casting for season 2.
They got her. They got Jamie Lee.
No, they didn't show anybody.
Oh, this was real? I didn't think this was real.
I thought the same thing, but this is real. The biggest casting is for Mr. 3, and it's David Dasmalchain, however you pronounce his last name. Recently known for Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad. His new movie I want to see is it's like I guess like a thriller or a horror movie where he's like a late night talk show host.
That sounds like an A24 movie. You just mentioned horror and some weird ass thing like late night talk shows.
Yeah. Oh, like you shouldn't be watching this or something, I think was the name. But yeah, I like him. He's a cool actor. I've seen him in a couple other movies. Crazy they got a big pull for that for Mr. 3. But I guess it makes sense because I think out of what they could do in season 2, like that's going to be the biggest part of the season is that island with Dorian Broggy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and not just because they're giants.
It's gonna be so funny to see like these CGI versions of these two fucking actors.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it. If they're just gonna film them on plates and then just scale them up. They did that with Arlong, too. They sized him up a little bit. And then I backtracked. I was looking at the old arcs for One Piece. I'm like, well, how much can they do in a Netflix season? And I think they're gonna end it. They're gonna end it like right before you get to Alabasta, and then we'll probably get a tease with Crocodile at the end.
Oh, so you think it's just gonna be Alabasta Part 1?
One of my friends kept saying, like, no, dude. Yeah, it's like, dude, we're gonna get Alabasta season 2. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? There's no way. We haven't even gotten to the Grand Line yet, so they have to cover Logetown. And then them,
Trum Island.
Yeah, them going into Laboon and stuff, and then hitting all the islands. Yeah.
They already met Sanji, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending was with Arlong.
You watched all the episodes?
I did, yeah.
They did not skip Mihawk, right?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Some stuff was played out a little differently, but no, he still shows up.
Does he still cut the boat in half?
No, Don Krieg is not there.
Oh, Don Krieg's not there.
No, he gets beaten off screen.
It's awesome.
For his arc, it was different. He was actually hired by the government to track down Luffy and the crew. I mean, it's whatever, I guess. I don't think like Mihawk's not the type of guy to take on a job like that. just because he's a warlord. Like, the only reason he was at the Summit War was because he wouldn't be a warlord anymore if he didn't go.
Yeah, you have to attend the meetings in order for you to keep your status.
I might go in and, like, rewatch it, because, you know, I don't think... I'm not a big fan of the Netflix show. I don't know, maybe I just need to rewatch it and see if my opinions has changed.
Fucking watch the anime over again.
Oh, man, I saw a clip recently of them fighting S-Hawk, and I don't know about you guys, but every time I see those clips, I'm just like, I don't think this looks good at all.
I think, Gerry, you have the opposite opinion, no?
Oh yeah, I liked it. I think it was really good. I think that at least the parts where it mattered, you know, where like the baby Mihawk versus Zoro trying to get away. That was really nice. The only thing I want is just more budget in the parts that count, you know. And
yeah.
It seems like they're putting too much of the budget into that and less into like the little parts or like the dialogue parts where people look like fucking absolute trash. So
Yeah.
I guess there's that.
Yeah, my problem with the the fight does look cool, right? Like, it's very high budget.
I think my problem is I want everything to be Redline.
Yeah. But yeah, my biggest problem with the fight scene is, like, it looks like every other fight scene I've seen since Wano. Like, all the close-ups, a lot of zooming, the side, like, angling the camera to the side. You know, a lot of, like, the smear frames, the impact frames. Like, it all just feels samey. And, like, I know they're using the same guy to direct those. Like, his name's Vincent or something. But yeah, it feels like it's all just the same. I know everyone's loving it. I'm glad everyone's loving it. I'd rather just read it.
I think this show would be for more like the normies, just so they don't have to think as hard.
Yeah. I don't know. I have hope for season 2. I hope they really go boombastic with a lot of the stuff in there. So, like, especially, like, you know, with Mr. 3, like, the whole, what did he call it? It was, like, a carnival or something, right? That final is, like, his level 3, basically.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's been so long, I can barely remember his fucking... Like, I don't even remember who he fought.
He fought Luffy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he had Nami, Vivi,
Yep.
Zoro captured. And then Luffy was actually stuck with, what's her name? Is it Miss Golden Week?
The weight fruit.
No, that's someone else. No, the painter. She has, like, the paint fruit or whatever, and, like, she can paint, like, emotions on you.
That was a fucking fruit.
I think I remember
Yeah, that was her fruit. Yeah.
Shit, I'm not going back. Fuck that. I'm not reading back there. I'm caught up. I know everything. Don't ask me.
Well, speaking of reading, man, freaking new chapter. Let me ask you guys this, because this has been a topic. Were you guys upset about the reveal at the end of the chapter with Bonnie?
No.
I'm sort of holding it because the next chapter we'll see what's gonna happen. I'm mad. I don't know, man. It's a mix because, like, for one, wow, she could just do that, and two, like, not really, because she's like a multiverse, right? She takes on form of different multiverse of her, right? Is that what the fruit is?
The distorted future is it's basically she transforms her body into the future that she envisions at the moment. So, like, when she was, like, doing, like, that stuff that looked like Year 3, that's because she was thinking of Kuma, and then her vision of that started faltering because she was told that he died. So she couldn't do that anymore because she can't see that future without him, basically.
So she takes the aspects of other people then, and then uses that to her?
Yeah,
Like,
something like that. Yeah.
I'm kind of mad now. That's a stupid fruit.
What?
If that's the case. I'm sorry. Like if I don't like the fact that she takes somebody else's form, you know? Like, if it was like different multiverse thing where different places where she would eat the fruit, then that'd be pretty cool, you know? But, like,
yeah, it's not.
Then
it's
she
not
would
that
be
at
OP,
all.
but then again, she would be stupid OP if that was the case. So I don't know. I don't know where my heart's at. I'm just along for the ride right now.
Like, we got the explanation, but it's still one of those things where, like, yeah, this is a very weird fruit because she could just turn things, like, she ages or de-ages things, right? Like what was it, like, Dahl and, like, the other Marines, she turned them into kids in this chapter, and it's like, yeah, because that's, like the default power. But it's like, oh no, but she can do other things, like, yeah, like, where she looks like she did Gear 3 with her distorted future stuff, and then now, like, at the end of this chapter, she's doing Gear 5. I don't have a problem with that. I feel like it was very clearly set up to her being able to do that. I'm willing to bet that she's going to be doing like Gear 5 stuff like Luffy can. Like all the Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry shit, she'll be able to do it. Which is probably why, her fruit is so dangerous, quote unquote. And like that's why like they're trying to get rid of her. I'm excited for next chapter though. If they take down one of the elders or they just escape, that's going to be a big one.
I hope they take down at least one, because it seems like everybody has their own deal going on right now. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I just remembered they're pretty much all together right now, huh? All the elders after they destroyed the giant,
except the bird. The bird's by himself.
Okay.
The bird's by himself. He followed Luffy and Bonnie.
Okay. This seems like they're gonna run away, but I feel like they're gonna leave a fucking mark on these guys. They have to, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to fucking like be out of commission.
Yeah.
Back then in Sabori, it was all of them that were like pretty much, they were shit out of luck. Kuma just came in with his only sense of consciousness left, and it seems like now like I keep saying, this feels like a moment, but if we were to show growth and change within the crew, something like that would have to happen, like to keep moving the crew on without, like, I know we're focused on the story right now, like we've gone through the crew and everybody, and like all their backstories and their personalities. This would be a prime moment to show like synchronicity between all of them without Luffy, because it seems like Luffy's always coming in to fix the day, but I need the crew to actually stand ground.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like with like the weak trio. Yeah, like when we first saw them after the time skip, it's like, okay, cool, like everyone's finally getting to do their own thing now. But then eventually they just reverted back into the weak trio, and it's like, oh, that's a little disappointing. I mean, shoot, freaking shout out to the boy Frankie. He's like the one saying like, hey guys, we gotta do shit. We just can't leave Luffy doing all this.
Yes, sir.
That's why he's part of the squad. I mean, even Brook too, when he's like, oh, I could fight Big Mom. I'll just do that.
It was fucking awesome, dude. I forgot about that. Brook really stepped up that day.
All these old men, they're old in their old years. That makes sense.
Well, I think with Brook was a little different because his is literally the opposite of Big Mom's fruit. So he was able to counter her.
He's like a weakness.
So I'm not caught up. I started catching up to My Hero.
Beautiful.
I stopped for a bit, and after this week, I'm like, oh no, I should get back in because we got the news that we only got 5 chapters left.
We're at the epilogue already, dude. It's pretty nice.
Which is funny, because we said it a few episodes ago, like, oh, they're starting the epilogue arc, and everybody was getting upset, like, dude, just let it end. And it's like, no, it is ending now. It's like, it's not going to be like a multi-year arc. I think like people were assuming that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, definitely not. It seems like it's wrapping up pretty nicely. Hopefully we won't have like a fairy tale kind of thing. This manga would actually be pretty nice just to see everybody grow up and do their own thing, but for like a short while, honestly. The superhero trope is going on long enough, and I feel like with the way they piece the story together, it's hard to keep it going. It'd be hard to keep it moving now that like the big bad is down and out. It seems like it's just gonna be like Batman crimes, just here and there.
Yeah, it's like the Naruto problem. We're fighting these super OP enemies like throughout ninja history, and who's fighting them? All the teenagers that are then like only 2 of them are Jonins or whatever. It's like that here in My Hero. It's just like, yeah, we're fighting all these big bads, but most of them are the high school students. Like, what are they going to do after?
You know what? That's a good fucking point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the logical fallacy with that bullshit. I mean, like the whole Great Ninja War with Madara and like all those fucking I don't know what else to call them, but ads.
Yeah,
just fucking,
yeah, on both ends. All the Zetsu clones and all like the no-name Jonins, like they're just ads. But it's not their fault. It's a shonen manga, so like of course like the main cast has to be children. Yeah, it's just very rare to see like shonen mangas have adult casts, like Sakamoto days. But where I left off in My Hero was, I believe I finished the fight with All Might when he threw on the armor, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man, good stuff.
Yeah, and then Bakugo showed up, and then he was doing his thing, and I want to say they teased something from the movie. Did you guys watch any of the movies?
No, just the early ones.
I didn't.
Horikoshi, he pretty much says all the movies are canon, and they take place, like there's a specific spot where they all take place. Oh man, which one is it? I think it's the second movie. But basically what happens in the second movie, at the finale, Deku gives Bakugo part of All for One. and they both go like in their like Super Saiyan 2 state basically, and like go ham with combos and stuff. And then at the end of the movie, they say like, oh yeah, because it wasn't a complete transfer of power, like it just went back to you, Deku, and Bakugo lost it. But some of the panels, like I was looking at his eyes, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's trying to spark that All for One again.
You know what? That sounds like a cool factoid. Goddamn. Maybe it's time to hop into the movies.
Yeah, like with Punish Deku, right, when he had those red armbands that he was wearing. And then I saw her in one of the chapters, like she's from the States with the glasses that helped build the suit. She was in the first movie.
The R&D
Are you talking
girl?
about, like the tech girl? Yeah, the R&D girl.
Not
The one with the eyes?
No, not her. No, it's this other character. She only had like one panel in one of the chapters I read. But yeah, we first see like the red armband that Deku wears in the first movie. There's like a prototype. I recommend the movies. They're pretty solid. They literally only get better and better. They definitely learn of like what worked and what didn't every time each one comes out. Guaranteed fourth one's gonna be pretty solid. But hey, that wasn't the only thing I was catching up to. I'm catching back up to Viral Hit, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
And yeah, off the bat, dude, I just miss Hoban.
Oh, yeah, man. Me too.
Oh my gosh, and he's great.
Just the growth, man, and he's still fucking goofy.
Yes, yeah, like I'm like, okay, cool, like yeah, we're getting the plot. You know, it's starting to get like pretty heavy, this and that. And then like Bomi showed up, and then he started acting all goofy around her when Moonsong showed back up, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I missed right here.
I don't know how far you got, but one of the things that I always like to hear this nigga say a lot is he goes, every time he gets into like a really bad situation, or every time there's like some lovey-dovey shit going on, he'll be like, I miss Bomi.
It's pretty good. I guess it is over. So I feel like reading the chapters now that I know that it's over, I'm starting to see like, oh yeah, it's starting to really like build up this last hoorah moment. I'm like 30 chapters behind still, which is Jinho just met that president of that company that was like embezzling money is where I left off.
Yeah, man. Now it's getting fucking real right now. What's Hoban doing?
Hoban recruited that guy to be like his inside man for Jinho's squad, and so he was talking to them.
Oh, Alpeng?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You are... This is literally like the end game, the beginning. Like once the insider came in, it's like, oh, and you met the older people too, like the Duga with the tattoos on his face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, this is it.
Yeah, I'm ready. And then I forget his name, but I think it's funny. Like he should be called like Dark Hoban.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I feel like that's gonna be like the big showdown before he fights Jinho, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
man, I can't wait to hear for your updates. Having just recently finished it myself, everything's still fresh in my memory.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the ending. And I'm kind of curious. You don't have to say anything, Gerry. I am curious to see what the ending is for Hoban, only because this is part of the Lookism universe, and I wonder if he would ever show up in Lookism at some point.
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool.
Because that was his first panel technically was in Lookism when Daniel was still fat and he went to that convention. There's like a very tiny panel of like, oh look, it's Hoban Yu from YouTube.
I remember. Fuck yeah, I remember that. What a throwback.
I do not remember that. I want to.
Yeah, I went back to that chapter, and like I was looking at when it released. It's like, oh yeah, this released before Viral Hit came out.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Damn. Do you know how many fucking chapters of fucking Lookism I have to look through again now?
Yeah, it was him and Stepper and Gil. Or Snapper, sorry, yeah. Stepper's from something else.
Thinking about getting out Manager Kim.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I want to check that out.
That's what Adam told me about.
Yeah, the prequel.
That's over too, or no?
No, that's still going.
No, the prequel to Manager Kim, that's fucking insane, dude. Yeah. I want to see that, yeah.
Him being young. Dude, if Tom is there, seeing young Tom in action, that would be crazy.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Lookism too, guys. Like,
it's going to happen probably towards the finale.
Catch up on Lookism too, because that one it's getting there.
I know. There's so much to catch up on for webtoons. I just saw it on like there's the banner on the app, and I looked and I was like, oh no way, there's Anyways, My Life is a Loser. It's like a weird isekai thing, but that's technically part of the Lookism universe too, I think. But yeah, I think when I finish Viral Hit, I'm definitely going to dive into Lookism again, because, yeah, I missed that too.
It's great. I'm trying to turn my cousin on into the... He's also into webtoons, so it's on like Donkey Kong.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of getting family members into things, dude, this is probably as close as I'm gonna get. We did it, guys. My dad is up to watching Metal Gear videos.
Let's go, dude.
There was a hit piece on video games, like being violent, whatever, on one of these channels, on the Spanish channels, right?
Oh, uh-huh.
And they had to montage all the different video games coming in. They had some good ones in there, and then they showed Snake just CQ suing the fuck out of an enemy soldier. And then my dad was like, "Is that Snake?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I didn't know if I wanted to move on from there, because from there the rabbit hole begins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just let something else out. I'm like, "That's actually his dad." And he's like, "His dad? What?
That's how it starts, bro.
I'm like, this is before everything. Before Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear 1, 3. Actually, 3 was the one. And then he's like, "I should probably get back into it." I'm like, I can probably get you the games. He's like, "No." I'm like, "I'll send you some videos." He's like, "That's better." I'm like,
there we go.
Fuck yeah, we're in, dude. Hell yeah. He's got a ways to go.
Nice.
Dude, yeah, he'd be like losing 2 hours of sleep every night, just fucking
watching the shit.
some
Yeah,
YouTube
man.
videos.
I gotta find who's the best lore keeper for Metal Gear.
I know. I see so many different essays from different people. Yeah, I was trying to get my mom to watching a walkthrough for Death Stranding, just because I'm like, look, it's Norman Reedus. You know who that is?
You like him?
And she's like, I don't get it.
Pop culture.
This is weird. What's going on? What's this? I was like, okay, fine.
Just take it at face value. That's what I tell my mom and dad every time. I'm like, come on, dude.
I was like, all right, let's
pretend you're not in fucking Southern California right now.
Yeah. Oh, but look, Death Stranding 2 trailer. Let's watch it. Look.
Yeah, no, we did it, guys. Fucking, he may not play the games, but he'll watch some videos, and that's all right for me.
New gamer unlocked, dude.
Yes, sir. No, a veteran coming back,
or,
dude.
Excuse me, dusting off the.
Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. It was about like the lore content. I think it's a lot more like the news. Like you need to watch more than one news source. You know what I mean? Get a different perspective from different people. It doesn't have to be like factual, but more opinionated, because most opinions make a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I watch every single PlayStation All-Stars video that drops.
That's what I was thinking about too. Like, some of these guys have like the man versus the military-industrial complex side of the essays, and then the other ones are just like straight facts, what happened. So I'll probably just give him like a breadcrumb and then have him follow it, because there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot within that. There's people who just blast out opinions. I'm like, that's cool though, but that's what we are for. Like me and you guys, we have the collective of opinions that we're right, and you can't fight us on it. Mm-hmm. So don't even try.
Yeah, you're wrong.
And but then like there's also the factual ones that like tale for tale, like what happened in the beginning versus the middle versus where is it now. There's a lot. There's gonna be a lot. So if he's actually not talking shit and just actually gonna do it one day, then I'm gonna have a lot more to talk about.
I think that this does work because technically it worked on Karina.
Like watching videos?
Yeah, but like watching lore videos of like specific genres, like the Soul series,
or like the Fallout series, where you were telling me the other day.
Like if somebody were to just like watch somebody from behind, like just enjoying like a lore video, and like coming into Elden Rings like blind, they probably wouldn't be as interested, and that's too bad. Like I guess in my case, like I was like watching lore videos of Bloodborne, and like Karina, who's never played Bloodborne, like would never play Bloodborne, obviously, because obviously she knows the difficulty of the game, like would like look over my shoulder and peer and like listen in on these lore videos, and like eventually just came to like get so fascinated she would just look them up herself. A game with a plot so good, like you just can't help but just start investing your time into like needing to know more about it. Like even last night I just randomly started going on Wikia for Bloodborne again, just for like random shit that I wanted to like touch base on again. You guys remember Celestials?
It's so messed up, yeah. Yeah, like I get it. Like with these kind of games where it's just a fucking motherfucker just to get through. Lore videos are your friend for sure. Especially when like some of these battles aren't replayable until you play the whole game again. And that's something a lot of people don't have it in them to do. Like Metal Gear 2, like that thing's a goddamn movie. You can get the Spark Notes and Fallout. But like you said, like some of the missions and the choices are like they don't transfer well. When you're watching a Let's Play.
That's like kind of the in between that you still have to be there for as the gamer. To know like the actions that you're doing in the in between these cutscenes, or like how you got to the cutscene in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I feel like somebody can take all the cutscenes from Resident Evil 4, whether if it's the old one or the new one, and you can just line it up like they used to do, like they still do. Resident Evil 4 the movie HD, and it's just going to be like a, I don't know, 3-4 hour video of just like all the cutscenes put together. Some of these people are smart though, because obviously they know about context, so they'll include like some of the moments in the gameplay right before the cutscene, special effect texts to kind of like notate or make a note like this is like this chapter in the game, location, you know, things like that. And I feel like that's gold right there. Like somebody who's really like in love with their craft so much that they have to like really perfect the lore video to the point where like every detail matters and you're aware of it. Like you really don't need to play the game, you know. That would be something. I feel I very seldomly see that, but it's good.
Oh, we do have an email today, and this kind of ties into what you mentioned earlier, Gerry. Of course, from the boy Mark. Thank you as always. Again, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If he says if there was like a manga or a game that had more DLC or more chapters after the ending, what would it be and why? And one of his examples he brought up was about Naruto, and like when Naruto ended, one of the questions at the end was, well, what about Orochimaru? Like, what happened to him? Like, we're just gonna let him slide? Like, where's all the context? And then like, you know, Boruto happened, so we actually get the answer. There's definitely a lot of examples for that. Shokugeki, right? The Food Wars that ended, but then we got like the monthly like mini sequel, which was just like, okay, let's, you know, do these chapters to show you where all the other characters leave off. There's a lot of unfinished answers or unfinished questions and stuff, and it's like, okay, cool, we got some context now. Beelzebub kind of did the same thing. It was just like, I think 1 volume worth of like monthly chapters. I want to say I would have liked more for Neo, but I think at the end of the DLC for the first game was like, that's a pretty solid ending for William. I mean, I think for me, it would be like just God of War. Like, I just want to know what happened between 3 and 4. Like, I want to see more of there, because there's still not a real definitive answer for like what kind of happened. We just see a lot of like before and after, but not like the during part. I would like to see that as like a DLC. As far as manga, I got to look at the list and see if there's anything.
They had a lot of comics to kind of show the in between of 3 and 4 for God of War. But I understand that you're just talking about like DLC, like you would have wanted to play it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like the comics, but it's just, okay, this is before the start of God of War 4, and then this one is right after God of War 3, where he's in Egypt, and there's like no real like explanation and stuff for that. I guess like I kind of want to see like more of that, like kind of come back. I think as long as a manga has an epilogue to see where our characters go after the end of the series, I'm fine with it not having anything else. Yeah, because honestly, if there's anything else I would want more from some of these mangas, it would just be like sequel territory at that point.
Manga wise, the first thing that comes to my mind is like Yu Yu Hakusho. I would have loved to have seen like what happens after he comes back, like years after, you know, like an epilogue, like
if he's an adult.
Yeah, because I think that by the time that he goes to the demon world and by the time he comes back, it's only been 1 year. And he was the first year at the beginning in high school or middle school, right?
No, I think high school.
All I remember is that Kuwabara was either a 3rd year or he just graduated. I don't remember. Yeah, but that would have been cool. Seeing what happens, you know, like to everyone growing up years later or whatever. But then again, that does like kind of go on to sequel territory. Like you might as well just bring it back when he's an adult. Bleach would have been my second answer, but we technically are going to see a continuation for Bleach for like when I'm fucking 50. I don't know.
Yeah, at some point.
It'll just
Yeah.
happen at some point.
Yeah, I think Kubo's just waiting for the anime to end.
No, what he's waiting on is to start Burn the Witch, which is another answer of mine. That definitely needed some sort of continuation. We could have had something like that while we were waiting for Bleach.
Dude, yeah, I know, I get it.
It's whatever.
I get it. He's working on the anime. You know, he's actually helping out and stuff, and that's cool. But I do want more Burn the Witch. Yeah. Oh, new Bleach arc. They're fighting hell people. Yeah, cool. Sure. Whatever. No. Let's go back over here real quick. I think my only, like, out of completed mangas I've read, I don't remember if we got it or not, but for Hitman Reborn, just seeing Suna actually, like, be the mafia leader as an adult, you know, and seeing it, like, the whole crew and stuff. I don't remember if we got that at the end, but that's something I would have wanted to see.
That's a really good one, too. That would have been really cool. I have to kind of, like, reread a lot of these. I think my answer would kind of default to a lot of delinquent mangas. A lot of delinquent mangas have really good endings that you're just like, all right, just show me what the rest of your life is like. Fuck.
Yeah, because at that point it's like, okay, now you're a real adult. You're back in the normal world. Let's see where you are.
It makes me think of Clover, but I don't remember how Clover ended.
Dude, I want to go back and read it, but it's just daunting because there's 400 chapters. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't click for me, Oscar, but remember I brought up Nine Peaks? That's the same mangaka.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any.
What about, like, game-wise?
Well, the GTA community wants to see Michael DeSanto come back in one of the DLCs because we got Trevor and then he left, and then we got Franklin just owning Los Santos basically. I guess I'm on that train too. I would like to see Michael just help out your character online as like a business or something. But honestly, I think it doesn't seem that way from what I've seen online. There's people saying that it's like he's already done with all that. Even though he does stream, like, his character playing GTA Online.
Wait. Michael does a meta? Like, he has a GTA character?
No.
And Michael...
Oh, well, he plays RP, I think. But I don't think it's meta.
Oh, you're talking about the voice actor?
Yeah, the voice actor.
Oh, I thought you were talking about actual Michael DeSanta, like, in the game, also streams as a retired person and then plays as a streamer. Dude, that would have been
so
an
cool.
Insane after story. That would have been great, bro. Like, his son is just like, you know what, Dad? You ain't got nothing to do. You're a fucking bum. You don't do shit. Play this video game. And then he just gets hooked on it.
People just give me fucking money for this?
Yeah, I can definitely see Michael doing some shit like that.
That'd be pretty crazy, yeah.
I would like to see Roman come back. Or, like, just them talking. Well, they do kind of talk about Roman, but all they ever tell him is, like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. He's a good guy. He's doing something else now. I don't know. But, like, actual Roman, like, Grand Theft Auto 4 Roman, like, coming in and be like, hey, what the fuck is up, guys? Like, that would have been fucking great.
Yeah, game-wise for me, I can't really think of anything either.
Because the ones that do deserve sequels, it seems like they already have them, you know?
It's like, I don't want just DLC for some games. I just want a new game.
Maybe, like, some media from Helldivers 1 to Helldivers 2. That would have been cool. Not to say that there was any big differences or anything, but it looks like obviously there was enough to happen for us to only have 2 enemies instead of 3 now, because we totally got rid of 1 supposedly. I wouldn't know if this technically counts to his question because it's a live service game, but that would be cool if they added after story stuff to, like, live service games once it's over. I guess I'm just thinking, like, Overlord now.
If it's for games, I would kind of want stuff that's like Uncharted Lost Legacy, where it's not like a full game, but it's with some side characters that left the series at a certain point, and like let's see what they're doing now. I would definitely be down to see more stuff like that. Well, thanks for the question. Well, all right, everybody, that'll wrap us up for today. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon with a new episode. Probably talk about more Elden Ring, of course. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.